Hello and welcome everybody to my very first Chromatic Cube draft. I actually cannot even remember the last time I did a Chromatic Cube draft, if ever. I'm not even entirely sure what the rules are. I think it's just a colorful cube, but I don't think you get mana of any color. I kind of try to find some information on this, but I think it's just a cube draft. I don't even know what's in it, but I want to give it a shot just to mix things up a little bit. I think I'm going to primarily focus on Outlaws of Thunder Junction draft, but I wanted to give Chromatic Cube draft a try, so why not try today? And before we head into this draft, and I know everybody's excited about Aetherdrift, well, this video is brought to you by TCGplayer.com, and pre-orders for Aetherdrift sealed content is available now. So if you wanted to buy Aetherdrift boxes or anything else, make sure you check them out and click that affiliate link in the description below before you make any purchases. Additionally, check out heavyplay.com for all your Magic the Gathering supplies and accessories needs. If you need deck boxes, playmats, sleeves, dice boxes, and more, go to heavyplay.com/paulcheon to get 10% off your first order. Also, if you happen to catch them at an SCG con or a Magic Con, well, guess what? That coupon code applies in real life as well. Just tell them Paul sent you. All right, you know what? Because I can only win gold, I'm going to enter with gold, and let's see what's available. I really have no idea what to expect here. I'm going to just use my intuition and take the good cards. I mean, I've drafted Cube before. Maybe that's good enough. We'll see. Alrighty, I got to do some reading here, friends. Starnheim Unleashed is fine. What do we have here? Oh, I like how they sort by rarity almost, but almost everything is a rare. Wandering Emperor is a good card. Bloodthirsty Conqueror is just a Baneslayer Angel, so I don't love it as much. Anguished Unmaking is just a removal effect. Tajic, Legion's Valor. 4 mana, Indestructible Haste. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put a +1/+1 counter, then conjure a card with mana value equal to the number of +1/+1 counters on it from Tajic, Legion Valor spellbook onto the battlefield. It gains haste. I bet this card is really good. Oracle is fine. Fear of Ridicule. Basically, my thought process is anything that says that's like an arena card is probably really good. Okay, that's a black-green card. I wonder if blue-white Cheons is any good in this. But you know, every time I do these types of cubes, I always kind of lean towards drafting something more controlling. I'm going to try taking this Tajic here. This looks like it's probably really good. I don't even know what the spellbook is. Oh, here we go. Some hasty creatures. All right. I'm going to channel my inner Sandy Dog here. First pick a Tajic, and see where this goes. All right, moving on to the next pack. Oh, I got to do it like this. I got to read the cards. Rite of the Dragon Color is a fun card, but it's probably not very good. It's a 6-mana enchantment that doesn't do anything when you cast it. Gix is okay. I don't really love Knight of the White Orchid. What's Takazia's Welcome? Whenever one or more creatures you control with mana value 3 or less enter, draw a card. This ability triggers only once each turn. Seems fine. Zealous Conscripts, I know what that does. What's Mistress Command? Choose target player. They may discard up to X cards and draw a card. This deals X damage to target creature or planeswalker, or target creature gets +X/+0 and haste until end of turn. So it's a removal effect or a looting effect. Okay, what does the Cub do? 2 mana, 2/2 trample, landfall. Whenever land you control enters, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. If this is the second time this ability has resolved this turn, double the number of +1. Oh, so it's good with fetch lands. So it's a 2 mana 2/2 trample that just continues to grow over time. That's kind of interesting. The thing is, I'm trying to consider doing something a little bit different here and be more aggressive. Target opponent sacrifices a non-token creature. When they do, you may discard a card. If you do make a duplicate. And then there's also Silumgar's Command. All right, let's take the Cub. I don't know why. I'm just feeling feisty. I'm just feeling like beating down. So we'll just see where this goes. Well, Unholy Annex is probably really good. So is Dragonlord Ojutai. What does Forgefire Automaton do? 3 mana, black prototype. At the beginning of your upkeep, return target creature card with power less than Forgefire Automaton's power from your graveyard to the battlefield. Its base power perpetually becomes equal to that power. Okay. I do like Dragonlord Ojutai. What does Indris do? When it enters, conjure a card named Lightning Bolt into your library. It perpetually gains Storm. When you cast an instant or sorcery, draw a card. 6 mana for a 5/5 is not really what I want. Well, there's just nothing that's like aggressively slanted here. I don't even really know what to do. Could take like an Unholy Annex maybe. Just draws me some cards. There's a Maelstrom Pulse. There's a Dragonlord Ojutai, which is also quite nice. Actually, I like the Ojutai. Let's take Ojutai. Ojutai is really sweet. Nice win condition that's really hard to kill. All right, moving on to this pack, we have Agent of Refrain. If I recall, this card's pretty good. It's a 1-mana 1/2, 2-mana tap draw card, basically. So that's pretty solid. I'm not taking Fountain Port Bell out of this pack. I'm not seeing any of like the good aggressive cards, so maybe the person passing to us is also moving into something more aggressive. There's a Godless Shrine, but we don't have any black cards here. What does Surgical Metamorph do? You may have this enter as a copy of any other permanent, except it gains its types. Okay. So there's a Sun. You know what? I'm just going to take Agent of Refrain as just a nice cheap card. You know, I try to lean towards doing some of the aggressive stuff here, but I'm just not seeing it. So you know what? I'm gonna change gears here and see if I can move into control. I tried a little bit, okay? Snowborn Simulacra. Blue X, conjure a duplicate of each X target non-token permanents into your hand. These cards perpetually gain mana of any type can be used. If X is 5 or more, you may put one of them on... Wait, conjure a duplicate of X target non... Okay, so you get to copy a bunch of things that are non-lands. No, you can put lands into your hands. Okay, that seems good. I also really like Refute as a counterspell, and I'm kind of leaning on to just taking that, just drafting kind of a blue-based control deck. So yeah, let's just take a counterspell here and go to our comfort zone. When in doubt, what does Paul do? Go to his comfort zone. 2 mana, 0/2, tap, draw a card, then exile a card from your hand face down. You may look at that card for as long as it remains exiled. You may pay 6 if you do transform. At the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top card of your library face down. You may look at that card once during each turn. It's a 2 mana for an 0/2. Also, Collector's Cage, if I'm going to be more of a control deck, not really that interesting. There's a Prismatic Vista, which is really interesting. Celestis and Arona. You know, I think I'm just going to take the Vista here. I don't mind a Thraben Inspector, but the Vista does allow me to potentially play a third color here as well. So why don't we take that just for mana fixing? And it certainly seems like the person passing to us is wanting to be aggro, and we are looking to be more leaning into the control end of the spectrum. 4 mana counter target spell. Seek a card with the same mana value as that spell. That card seems pretty cool. It's like a crappy cryptic command. Is control good in this format? I have no idea. But blue certainly seems open. There's a Sulfur Falls, but I don't have any red cards just yet. All right, I'm going to try this counter spell. It's another arena card. Unable to Scream is also fine, probably. Here, there's a Consider in this pack. There is Narset. Creatures you control have prowess. When this attacks, exile target non-creature, non-land card with mana value less than... There's so many cards I've never seen before. This is hard. I'm just going to take a Consider for my deck, okay? We're just putting blue cards that we know are going to make it into our deck. There you go, Hallowed Fountain. I don't mind Thundertrap Trainer as well. Starnheim Unleashed is fine, but I don't know how good the mana fixing is in this format, and picking up a Hallowed Fountain seems excellent with this Dragonlord Ojutai. Granted, that we could be blue-red, splash-white potentially, just because we only have the Ojutai here. There's a Quicken here. This doesn't really feel like a Takazia's Welcome type of deck. Do I want to take a Quicken or take one of these red cards? This seems just like a bad card in general. They all seem kind of bad. All right. I guess I'll take a Quicken in case I get like a Wrath or something, but probably not something that I'm interested in playing. Okay, what does Pull of the Mistmoon do? Oh, Blue Kicker. When this enters, exile target non-land permanent opponent controls. When it enters, if it was kicked, choose a non-land permanent card in your hand. It perpetually gains when this permanent enters, exile target. Okay, yeah, I'm taking Pull of the Mistmoon. That seems like an awesome Oblivion Ring type effect that works because we're blue-white and it doesn't seem like anybody else is interested in being blue-white. Fountain Port Bell is just pretty unplayable, I think. I will take the Young Pyromancer in case we end up in a blue-red deck. And I do have a bunch of spells here, so if that's the case, I'll do that. But here I will take Hengegate Pathway. And, sometimes blue-white Cheons just chooses you. You don't choose it. It just, it just happens. Here I'll take Rona, Herald of Invasion over Collector's Cage. Collector's Cage is a powerful card, but in this type of more of a control deck, I just would rather have the Looter here, I think. But yeah, let's just go blue-white here, I think. And, I'm reasonably happy with my setup here so far. All right, Couple of interesting picks here. We have lots of good blue and white cards here. There's an Overlord of the Mistmoors, which I think is just fantastic. There is Chandra Flameshaper, which is great, but not in our colors. Nico Light of Hope is pretty nice. 4 mana for a 3/4. ETB, make 2 shard tokens. So that just draws you a bunch of cards. There's also, of course, Muldrifter, one of my favorites, but I actually don't think Muldrifter is that strong. It's a fine card, but I don't think I would take it over Overlord, for example. I think I'm probably just going to take the Overlord here. What does this do? It's probably another busted arena card. Yeah, I'm just going to take Overlord of the Mistmoors. Just a nice threat, another decent win condition. I only have the Ojutai right now, and something nice to play on turn 4, just to put some creatures on the battlefield, and very likely to table the Nico here. And we already have a few ways to kind of look at a bunch of cards, so Muldrifter is less important, I think, given that we have Agent of Rafine, Rona, Refute, and yeah, I just don't think I need it as much. Here, I'm not interested in Draycatcher whatsoever. What is there? There's an Uro on the splash, which is whatever. Relics of the Rubble Belt, I don't really care for. Guardian Idol is a decent ramp effect, I suppose. There's also a Bonnie Paul. I don't really love Clever Impersonator. I just don't like clone effects in general. There's also White Sun's Twilight. I bet this is going to table. It's just a 7-mana Wrath. I'm just not that interested in a 7-mana Wrath. So, do I take the Guardian Idol as just a 2-mana ramp effect, just to get into some of my bigger cards? Or do I take a Bonnie Paul as another top-end win condition here to go with my Prismatic Vista? I mean, this card is pretty solid and it gives you a lot of value. Sure, I'll take it over the Guardian. I bet you the Guardian Idol tables. Decent shot. But yeah, the 1 green makes me more likely to want to potentially splash this if I get more mana fixing. All right, what do we have? Commit to Memory, which is great. Not a big fan of Sire of 7 Deaths. It's fine. It costs 7 mana, though, so don't want to take you here. Ornithopter of Paradise is, I guess, a mana fixer. Not too interested in that. Lantern of Revealing. What do? At tap to add 1 mana of any color. 3, look at the top card of your library. If it's a land card, you may put it into the battlefield tapped. If you don't, you may put it on the bottom of your library. Okay, there's a Rafine's Tower, which is another blue-white land. I don't care about Cottontail Caretaker. There's also Buried in the Garden if I wanted to potentially splash another removal effect, but I'm just going to take Commit to Memory. Just a fine counterspell to play in this type of deck and move on. Our curve is getting kind of higher now, though, so I do need to be mindful of that. What does Mondrak do? Okay, don't care about Mondrak. Rite of Replication, don't really care about that. There's a Temple of Mystery, which I think I'm going to take here. There's also Abhorrent Alculus, which is pretty interesting, but I'm not super filling up my graveyard. Like, I have a Rona and a Consider and a Prismatic Vista, but I think I'd rather just take a Scry land that lets me play the Bonnie Paul here. Also, Scry lands are just not that terrible anyways. Here, I will slam the 3 steps ahead. There's another Scry land here, actually a Surveil land, so which makes it even better. But I do like 3 steps ahead a lot in control decks, so let's go ahead and take that. Definitely in the market for some good removal here, if I can find it. We have plenty of counterspells here. We only have Pull of the Mistmoon, so I do want some good removal effects if I can find it here. There's a Trapped in the Screen, which I guess is fine. There's an Angel of Invention, but I already have 3 win conditions already, so I think this is less important. Overlord of Boiler Bilges is fine. There's also Aether Channeler, which is just a nice interactive card. It replaces itself. Maybe I want this instead. I can bounce my own things too. Yeah, let's take the Channeler. I just don't love Trapped in the Screen that much. This gives you nice value when it comes into play. All right, what do we have? Brimaz, King of Oreskos. Not really great in a blue-white control shell. Kaya the Inexorable is fine. There's Magma Opus. Is there something you can do with Magma Opus? There's also Kaikar, but I don't think this is a Kaikar deck either. And there's also Make Your Move, but I don't really love that either. I'm going to... All right, I'll just take the card that's on color, but I don't think Kaikar is good enough generally. There's a Restless Anchorage, so I think I'm going to take that here. Just a blue-white creature land, make my mana fixing even better. There's a Rafine that's fine. Into the Royal is a decent interactive spell as well. But I don't think I'm going to have a shortage of playables, so I'd much rather just take the land here to just make sure that I have rock-solid mana fixing. Here, right, we have Restless Vinestalk if I want to splash green, but I don't want to play another tap land necessarily. I think I might just take the Nico here just to have another creature to put into my deck here. Something that I can play on turn 4 to help me curve out. And this gives us, what, 5? This is 13 playables with 5 lands. So still seems fine here. Certainly want, if I curve things out here, I definitely do need to lower my mana curve here if possible. And given that, I'm going to take the Guardian Idol just because our curve is pretty high. White Sun's Twilight's fine, but I'd rather have other sweepers instead. And I'm going to play the Guardian Idol here just to ramp me into some of my bigger plays here. Now, I don't need any of these scry lands. There's a Buried in the Garden and a Lantern of Revealing. This card seems pretty bad to me. I'll take Buried in the Garden just because it's an interactive spell that, and I'm also potentially splashing green. And here I'll take the Abhorrent Alculist, but I think you're going to need to find a lot of ways to put things into your graveyard to actually have this be really, really solid. So it's just inconsistent. So I don't know that I want it necessarily here. Here's the Iron Crag. I do have a couple of legendary creatures, but I don't really want this to turn into an equipment anyways. All right, well, these are the cards on the right. They're all maybes. Still need just cheap white removal. Get Lost, Day of Judgment. Assuming that those exist. Cards like that are what I'm looking for here, I think. Don't really care about Jolly Balloon Man, but Kaya Intangible Slayer's base is just not castable. Alright, cheap blue and white things. What can we find? There is a Spirited Companion. Not the strongest cheap thing. There's a Phyrexian Metamorph, which could be interesting. There is a Warzone Duplicator. It's another Mana War effect. It costs 4 mana, though. I just don't want another 4 mana card here. I am blue, white, and possibly green. So these lands don't do anything for me. There's Exercise. I wonder if Exercise is good enough in this format. Maybe I just take it just because I don't need... Like, I don't think I need Ugin here. There's also Spirited Companion, which is just kind of a speed bump creature that I can play. Smooths out my draws. All right, I'll take Spirited Companion, sure. That was a really, really weak first pick. All right, Meticulous Archive I think is going to table. I don't think I have enough creatures for Enduring Innocence to be good. So for me, it's like Skyclave Apparition, Shark Typhoon. And I do like Shark Typhoon as a win condition, but like I said, I just kind of want a few more creatures that actually... allow me to come back if my opponents have aggressive starts. So I think I'll take the Skyclave Apparition, expecting to table the Meticulous Archive here. Moving on here, we have March of Otherworldly Light. I do like that a decent amount, but there's also Spara's Headquarters. Spara's Headquarters is excellent, but this is a nice way to just instant speed away to just kill anything. You may exile any number of white cards from your hand. I don't really want to do that. There's also Final Showdown, which is another Wrath effect. But, you know, Spara's Headquarters just seems too good of a mana fixer. I'm just going to take this here. Blue, white, and green, and I'm looking to play the Bonnie Paul. Yeah, let's go ahead and take that. Buried Treasure. Sack it to add 1 mana of any color. Sure. This makes it more likely that I'm going to play the Buried in the Garden as well. Don't want to play Lolth. There's Angel of Sanctions. Okay, this is also an ETB effect that exiles something, but... The only problem with cards like this is that, like, I play it, and then they kill it, and then they get their thing back. So I just don't like this in a 5-mana card. Maybe I just rewind. Look, this is probably actually bad, but I just want to play all the counterspells, okay? I just want to play all the counterspells. Emil the Blessed, 4 mana, 4/4, 3, exile another target creature control, then return it. Okay, that's like a creature-based card. Soon's Intervention, 6 mana, create 2 white tokens, destroy artifact. Nope, don't want that. Baron, return up to 1 other target creature or planeswalker. If a permanent was put into your hand from the battlefield this turn, draw a card. Okay. And there's Horned Lock Whale. I'm going to take that. This seems pretty good in the type of deck that I'm drafting here. Just a flash-based deck. A nice, cheap, interactive spell that also doubles as a win condition in the late game. Let's take that here. And now what do we have? Ob Nixilis, P and Kiran Nalaar, all good. Don't really care about Portent of Calamity. What do? Third Mare of Destiny. 4 mana, 2/4 lifelink. When you cast a Pegasus, Unicorn, or Horse, copy it. Okay, I don't have any of those, so I'm not going to do that. What does Saiba Siphoner do? 4 mana, 2/2 flash. When this enters, return target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. If the... Okay, I'm just taking the Portico. I think I just have enough playables here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. Oh, this is 18 cards. Ooh, Deduce. I kind of love me a Deduce. I don't need more expensive cards, and I don't care about Spellbinder. There's a Glacial Fortress, but I think my mana's pretty good. I'm going to Deduce here. Yes. Let's Deduce. Restoration of Eiganjo is interesting. There's also Karn Sign of Urza, but this is just a way to slowly draw a card every turn. What do? Search your library for planes. Okay. Then I can discard a card and put something into play. All right, I'll take this, although I don't know that I'm playing that. Here, oh wow, the blue-white land didn't table. That's actually a little bit surprising. Is this a playable win condition in the late game? Destroy target permanent that's one or more colors. Exile the top card. I don't want a blue-black card. I don't think I need a Warzone duplicator. There's also Metamorph. I'm not sure how good Metamorph is in the format, though. All right, let's take the Ugin. See if we have to play it or not. Rune-carved Obelisk. I'll take Cathar Commando, but I don't know that I want to play that. Here we have the choice between March of Otherworldly Light or Final Showdown. This is a 6 mana instant speed Wrath. I'm just going to take the cheap interaction spell. Look, we don't have any sweepers, but I think this will still be fine. We have a good number of interactions still. Angel of Sanctions, I might play, just to have another way to interact with something. And then here we have Soon's Intervention. I don't think I need another expensive card, so I'll take Baron. This is another, what, Mana War type effect? Wow, there's another Horse Pegasus card. There's a Ghost Vacuum. I don't think that's main deckable, though. All right, we'll see how this goes. I don't actually know how good this deck is, but look, it's a blue-white control deck. Let's just put all the blue and white cards in and see where we end up. Okay, so this is just like a really hard to cast Mana War. But then if I bounce my own thing, it's like not bad. It doesn't seem great. Let's see. As far as my spells go, I don't think I want the Ghost Vacuum main. I don't think I want Quicken main. 3 Steps Ahead is a 3 mana card here. Okay, so that's down to 47. I don't know that... I just don't have any things to get back with the Restoration of Eiganjo. Thurid is... I just don't have enough horses. I don't even know why this is in here. Are they trying to push the horse deck? Horn Lockwell I'll put at the 2 mana slot. Overlord I'll put at the 4 mana slot. I'm a dreamer, okay? Kaikar, 1, 2... I don't think I need Abhorrent Oculus as a way to win. I think Baron is just a really hard to cast Mana War, so I'm not super interested. Like, I'd much rather have the Aether Channeler here. Much easier to cast and a lot more flexible. Doesn't really feel like a Cathar Commando type deck. I seem to have enough ways to deal with various enchantments if that comes along. And we're not really like a tempo deck, so this is not the type of card that I care for. I'll try the Nico. Kaikar seems also pretty weak. Angel of Sanctions I'll try just because it is the type of card that does help you when you're behind. You just play it, and then if they kill it, yeah. Like, you don't want to be too far behind, but then you can embalm this as well, which is nice. And then I probably will cut one of these 2 mana accelerants. What's better, Guardian Idol or the Crag? So this you can tap for mana right away, which is nice, but this one becomes a creature. Guardian Idol's probably pretty bad. Comes into play tapped. All right, we'll play the Iron Crag, I guess. We'll just give this a shot. I think we at least have some kind of a cohesive control deck here. And let's see how this goes. All right, now before round 1 starts, I just wanted to say that this video is brought to you by... Excuse me, not brought to you by. If you've been enjoying this content, I'm losing my head here. I wanted to support the channel in another way. My Patreon is the best way to do so. That's patreon.com/paulcheon. Shout out to all the patrons. Thank you so much for all your support. Truly means a lot and allows me to continue making this content on a daily basis. All right. This is a good hand. Turn 1 Rafine. I don't actually have to play turn 1 Rafine, I guess. I could play Anchorage, but we'll see what they play. Yeah, I'm going to play the Rafine. If they kill it, that's fine. The thing is, I also have the Deduce here as well. We'll see what they do, but if they don't kill this, I just draw a card every turn, which is quite nice. It's actually interesting. If they kill my Agent of Rafine... Oh, I don't even know what this does. 2 mana for a 2/1 flying lifelink. When it attacks, conjure a card named Sanguine Bond into the top 15 cards of your library at random. It perpetually gains, you may pay 0. What the hell? Okay. Wow. Wow. I'm gonna just go get a planes with this. And I want to do it now so they don't kill this in response. And given that they're playing black, they're the removal colors. So I kind of want to just activate the Agent of Rafine, I think. Although, you know, it'd be really bad if I draw Sanguine Bond. What the heck? What is this card? They had a ninja card? Whenever this deals combat damage to a player, conjure a card named Virus Beetle into your hand. Okay. What is Virus Beetle? 2 mana, 1/1, Ravenous Rat. Wow, that is quite good. A land would also be fine. Okay. Yeah, Shattered Sanctum is totally good. Just gonna bounce this. Attack. That's actually great. Oh, no, we're not. I mean, it was a white land, which I actually didn't expect here. The Sanguine Soothsayer is kind of annoying, but we do have the March of Otherworldly Light to deal with it, so it's not too bad, I don't think. Would like a blue source here. Untapped, rather. Virus Beetle. Okay. Oh, drew the blue source. Yes. All right, we're good. This is excellent. I want to cast this card. I'm going to just get whatever. Well, you know, I guess. I mean, it kind of depends on what they play. But we have so many ways to get card advantage here. The thing is, if they play the Sanguine Soothsayer, I can just March of Otherworldly Light it at some point. But this is a counter target spell and draw a card also seems really good. So. Sanguine Bond! Whenever you gain life, target opponent loses that much life. Alright. Oh, what? It draws them a card too? This card is really good. Okay, well, I can't imagine that they have like a crazy life gain deck here, so I'm just going to assume that they don't. What are they doing? Okay. This, like, whatever they're trying to do, it's gonna not work that well. So they attack, waited for me to block, to then cast Murderous Rider. Huh. Alright. Okay, now I get to counter it, and oh, I found a refute? Oh my. That is great. I have a refute and a 3 steps ahead. This is just everything I want to do in life. This is fantastic. I think I'm just going to let this resolve. I have a lot of other interaction. Concealing Curtains, sure. But the thing is, like, I can go Agent of Rafine, target them, get something. Ooh, Swamp is totally fine. Cast Deduce. I'm just trying to use my mana in the most efficient way possible here. Play the Swamp. They have a Concealing Curtains, which I can actually wait till they actually use the ability, and then March of Otherworldly Light it afterwards. So let me think here. March of Otherworldly Light. Or I can Horned Lockwell even. Swamp. Plains. Let's play Iron Crag. Just keep working on our mana here. I am still feeling very, very good about this. Whenever you gain life, target opponent loses that much life, okay? Let's put that on top. Now what? Now I can actually go consider plus activate Agent of Rafine. We'll see what they choose to do here. If they flip the Concealing Curtains, I can just march it and then cast Consider. So lots of great options with our mana. Boom. Consider. Ooh, I'll take Overlord of the Mistmoors. Ooh, Bonnie Paul. Can't cast it, though. The question is, do I just hardcast this? If they play something, they play something, or do I just keep up Refute? It seems really hard to lose if I play Refute. If I keep up the counters. Yeah, let's just cast this with Impending. This is still a really great clock, and this just basically locks it up, right? It's like I have 2 counter spells in my hand, and so they're kind of stuck on lands here, and you know, if they play like a random small creature, I'll probably just let it resolve and continue drawing cards. And if they draw something like if they play a sweeper or something, then I would have to consider what my options are afterwards. Honestly, if they play a sweeper, I might still let it resolve and just draw a card off Agent of Rafine. Sanguine Soothsayer. Sure. Swarm Saboteur. Sure, that's also fine. But Isolated Chapel. Hey, you know, hitting these lands are always great. Alright, I'm going to keep both of these flyers back and just attack with the Channeler for now. They act as good blockers to what they have here. So I'm just going to attack with the lowest value creature here. And then we just have access to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have access to 8 mana. So we can use we can cast Hornlock Whale at instant speed. And then also still activate the Agent of Rafine again. Or we can go a fully kicked 3 steps ahead, which costs what? 8 mana? Which would also be really nice. Like if I can counter their thing, draw 2, discard a card, and then copy Ether Channeler to bounce one of their creatures, that seems really strong. And then, of course, Overlord of the Mistmoors also ticking down here. Another Sanguine Bond. Do I counter that? I'll let it resolve. So I'm going to lose 4 life? Is that what happens? Oh, I also have the Restless Anchorage. I totally forgot about this, by the way. Not that I've really needed to activate this at any given point, but I did forget about it. White Sun's Twilight. You gain X life. All right, you know what? I'm just going to do this. All right, here we go. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Alrighty. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. Let's beat down. I have a counter up. This should lock it up, right? I have a Refute up. They're at 4 life, and I have way too many creatures. Restoration of Iganjo, I will let resolve. I guess is balance legal in this? Like, I'm thinking about vintage cube cards here. Just like, do they have balance? I guess balance would be bad. And there's no reason for me to crack the clue here. Just because we're just so far ahead. So like I don't know what they can have for 2 mana, but might as well just keep Counterspell up the whole time. And there you go. That was a round 1 victory. Let's try to get a trophy. Do have a lot of double blue, have a lot of double white. I mean, I'm happy that I took all those blue-white lands. We took most of the ones that we saw. Okay, I will keep this. This Bonnie Paul is not going to be cast for a while. And my hope is that this Agent of Rafine doesn't die immediately, and that I can find some lands by targeting my opponent here. Maybe a breeding pool, that would be nice. Turn 1, Agent of Raffine. Okay, oh, drew a land, so that's great. This is kind of a must kill. It's really annoying. Alright, Grixis, some kind of Grixis control deck would be my guess. And so that means that we're going to be setting up here, and all the counter spells are going to be helpful. I feel like a bad matchup for my deck is just like a really aggressive deck. Collective Defiance. What does this do? 4 damage to something for 3 mana. I can also make them discard their hand. I mean, no reason to do too much else other than just continue activating Agent of Raffine. I could have played the Aether Channeler, but I'm just waiting on that. Overlord of the Flood Pits is definitely a good one. Very, very good one. We have the answer for it eventually. Craterhoof Behemoth? Okay, so there's some kind of Reanimator deck. I didn't actually know you can do that in this format. I need a land. Okay, that's good. Swamp. I think I'd rather play the island, though. And now I'm just going to... Wow, Craterhoof is kind of scary, but if they just reanimate Craterhoof, it's not that bad. So I think I should impend the Overlord this turn. Just seems like the best turn to be able to do so. And then attack. And then if they reanimate this, I can also just bounce it with the Aether Channeler. Like, I don't even know if cards like Sneak Attack are legal. Iron Crag, okay. I was like, they had to have found a land there. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. This is some kind of Reanimator deck. Runescarred Demon, okay. I see you. I see you, opponent. Alright, well, this commit, hopefully, will get some work done for us. Presumably, they're going to try to reanimate one of these creatures. But I'm basically keeping up commit / deactivation on Agent of Raffine. Although, I am kind of interested in getting this off the battlefield too, but I can always just bounce it with the Aether Channeler, I suppose. What the heck? Their play is attack me with Restless Spire? That can't be right. Oh, victimize. Oh, that's really cool. Okay, so let's counter that. So that is second from the top. Got it. So they can attack me and scry the top card away. But then if they do that, I could activate my Agent of Raffine. I could also memory, but I don't know how good that is. Oh, Refute. What a draw. Refute is a good draw. So they kept it on top. They kept it on top because they don't want me to mill the Victimize away, which is completely fair. Still see no reason to do too much else here. Really would like to find another island, actually. And I don't want them to draw the Victimize. This seems like a pretty important card for them. And I can go 3 to the face with Collective Defiance. Actually, no. I can just cast this. Yeah. Ravenous Chupacabra. Okay, so that's going to kill my Agent of Raffine. But I think that is fine. So we'll get the Victimize here, which means I can use it to get back my Agent of Raffine at some point. And that land obviously doesn't matter. Oh, and Overlord is online next turn, by the way. Although their Overlord's also online. A land here would be really good. We didn't find the land. So I'm actually going to keep up Refute here. So my plan here is to go Collective Defiance, because I want to keep up Refute. Escalate. Yeah, I don't want to pay the extra mana, so let's just kill this. And attack for 4, and then just keep up Refute. Oh, I get to refute? Oh, this is going to be so fun. I can refute, loot away the Bonnie Paul, and then victimize to get Bonnie Paul back into play and my Rafine, Agent of Rafine. Assuming my Overlord doesn't kill them. Oh my gosh. That is the dream. That is the dream. We have become the Reanimator deck. Well, we'll see. We'll see if we have. I don't want to get ninjutsu'd or anything. I don't know. I mean, I have no idea what they can have. This is the first time I've played this version of the cube, so. Drown in Ichor. Ichor. Is it Ichor? Sure. We'll let that resolve. Oh, now I can... Oh, okay. Well, it depends on what they play. Presumably, they're going to play another spell here. But they did not. Which is fine by me. Yeah, those are two pretty good creatures to get back, I'm going to say. And we still have Refute up, so this is all great. Yep, Consider is good. They cooked, I will say. They cooked. And we got it. Blue-white control, taking it down. Love to see it. Love to see it. Alrighty, 2-0. We are on the play. Oh my god. We're drawing this thing every single okay, I mean, obviously I can't complain. Our hand is kind of slow though. I mean, I'm not going to mulligan this hand, but we have Island 2 Plains with obviously a turn 1 Agent of Rafine. Hopefully they don't kill this. It's always the hope. And hopefully we can find some lands off of this. Mountain. Okay. Ooh, we found an island right away, so that's great. Whoa. That is great because that means that whenever if we draw a counterspell, we can cast it next turn. Something like a Refute. All right, blue-red from our opponent. Cold Steel Heart. Sure. Good card. Let's see if we can steal some goodies. We got a Dragonhawk. Obviously a great card. 5 mana for a 5/5 flyer. When this enters or attacks, exile the top X cards of your library where X is the number of creatures you control with power 4 or greater. You may play those cards until your next end step. At the beginning of your next end step, deals 2 damage to each opponent for each of the... Okay, sure. Can I bounce the Cold Steel Heart? I could. It doesn't seem that great to me. I think they really want to kill my Agent of Rafine. I mean, that at least if I were them, that would be my best interest. Blue-red usually has a lot of burn spells, so I'm surprised they didn't just kill it right away. Drake Hatcher, okay. Do they not have a land? Okay. All the tap lands. Frost Titan. These are all really expensive things. Let's see. Guess I'll just play Nico. I'll just block. Overlord of the Boiler Bilges. Nice. Okay. Do they have a 1-mana spell? I don't think so, so they didn't attack me. Alright, alright. Interesting. That's a good one that I need to be mindful of. I can play Dragonlord Ojutai? Wait. Ooh, I see. Yeah, let's get Dragonlord Ojutai down. We have Frost Titan. We hit 2 awesome win conditions with Agent of Rafine. Our hand is very clunky, though. We have just lots of expensive cards, but... You know, the nice thing here is we can set up the Frost Titan to basically lock the Overlord of the Boiler Bilges the turn that it's going to be eligible. What does Ral do? Scry 1 when you cast a thing. Okay, what's its loyalty right now? 6? That's a lot of loyalty. We drew Forest. Oh my. I mean, playing Bonnie Paul just puts so much stuff out there. I don't really need more cards. I'm just going to try to shrink down the Ral here, and then just play Bonnie Paul.
Like a bolt out of the blue.
We're just playing Battle Cruiser Magic here. Look at our board. Kiora, the Rising Tide. Probably, I mean, not that great here. Another land. Overlord comes in play in 2 turns. Dragonlord Ojutide down. Sure. Presumably, they're gonna let the Ral die this turn. But you never know. You never know. I mean, I can kill it for good. I can also just jam the Frost Titan out. Alright, let's just kill this. They're gonna let it die. Sure.
I guess there's no way to change what just happened.
So this thing has Ward 2. I also have Ugin as a way to just tap things down. Kiora attacks me? Okay, I'll take it. Oh, this attacked me too. I actually did not see that attack. I think they have like a 5 damage to everything card. They did. That is amazing. That is amazing. Oh, I should have played this land, whatever. All right, let's keep this locked down. Commit to Memory. I mean, that's a good card. But I already have a counterspell. Let's just spin it. Sure. They can kill Agent of Rafine, I guess. 3 damage to me? Okay. Was hoping to find an untap land here. I want to keep up Kindred Denial, so I think the play is just playing the Spirited Companion as a chump blocker. Pull of the Mistmoon also good, but yeah, I think it's just important to keep up Kindred Denial. And I can crack these shards end of turn or activate Agent of Rafine. A lot of good options here. Pia and Kira Nalar. Yeah, let's get that out of the battlefield. All right. That is another victory. Another victory with our fun little Azorius control deck. Turn 1 Agent of Rafine every game so far. 3-0. All right, opponent on the play, and wow, unlucky. We do not have it. All blue card hand. If my opponent has an aggressive start, this hand might be kind of rough. I'm going to keep it, but just saying it might be kind of rough. I really need to go first with this hand. And they played a Rootbound Crag, which is an ideal. Need a white source here, March of Otherworldly Light. I think I can't be greedy here, though. I need to keep the island here as well to be able to play turn 3 Commit or turn 3 Kindred Denial. So if they go 2-drop into 3-drop, it will be problematic. But I will play the Iron Crag here just to get my mana going, because this allows me to go Kindred Denial to maybe find more things to play, along with the ability to cast Commit. Also, I can go Deduce, draw a card, if that's a thing too. What does this do? Spend this mana, only cast creature spell. When you cast a creature spell that doesn't share a creature type with a creature card in your library, draw a card. What? So anytime they play a creature, they draw a card? And it's a 2-drop? Like, how do you even... Okay, but it needs to be off of the mana from this. Okay. I see. That's kind of outrageous, though. Like, I have no way to deal with this. Alright, we will counter this, whatever this is, unless it's some dinky mana creature. If it's a dinky mana creature, we let it resolve. Scrap Shooter. Okay, they gift the card. Yeah, okay, we'll just... The thing is, they have so much mana right now. Sylvan Caryatid. Oh my goodness, this is... Oh, it doesn't count the Menagerie Curator. I need to kill this thing. Oh no. No land is just an absolute disaster. I need to hit my land drops here to have a chance, but I also want to keep up counter spells. This is really brutal. All right, I think I just need to keep up counter spells. I mean, they're not really hitting me. The thing is, I don't know how many creatures are in their deck. But man, so the Llanowar Elves didn't draw them a card because they have a million elves, but I mean, can you just play like a Planeswalker or something? Oh, that's an elf. They don't draw a card off of that. What? You draw off of this? I mean, I'm just countering anything. I might lose this game. This card is actually absurd. Oh, man. What am I discarding? This card is really expensive. I'm just going to discard that. I want to keep the extra white... Oh, Nexus of Becoming? Jeez. No, I mean, great deck. Just good green ramp. Ramping into something that's extremely powerful here. Vaultborn Tyrant? Alright, you know what? This one... I concede. There's just too much value. Too much value. Let's move on. Was it a little bit preemptive? Just a little bit. But we're already almost an hour in. We got a lot more Magic to play. That was great. I have newfound respect for that Menagerie card. If we were on the play... No, the Menagerie Curator, I wouldn't be able to counter on turn 2 anyway, so that card would have still just destroyed me. Okay, well, I have some interaction with this hand, so I'm certainly going to keep this here. Birds of Paradise. Alright, is green ramp where you're supposed to be here, maybe? Let's lead with Spara's Headquarters. Oh, nothing turn 2, which is good. Do I bolt the bird? I kind of want to bolt the bird. Yeah, this is okay. So next turn I can go Spirited Companion to Portico and then keep up Rewind. Okay, Portico. I kind of just want lands. Like Agent of Rafine is good, but I have so many expensive things here. They have 4 cards in hand with the Llanowar Elves. This seems like a pretty poor time to utilize my Overlord of the Mistmoors. Yeah, exactly. We got a Dragonlord Ojutai. Okay. I think I'm still gonna keep up my counter magic here. For now. The thing is, like, they're gonna run out of big things to play. But for the time being, I'd rather just counter everything. And the drawing the Deduce helped as well. Because being able to go Rewind into... Yeah, so now we go, like, Rewind. Into Deduce. And that's just amazing for us, right? And then now we can just slam Bonnie Paul. This is great. So much value. Now, obviously, they can still play another big thing, but I feel like they would have played all their heavy hitters already. There's the Menagerie Curator, but I'm not obviously as concerned about that now. Are these both legendary? I think they are, yeah. Okay, let's attack with these two. They have 3 cards in hand. 1, 2. I'm going to play Iron Crag. Yeah. And then I'm just going to play a Horned Lockwhale end of turn. Like, I don't want to just run into a sweeper here. So I'd rather just, if they somehow have a Wrath, then I can play this end of turn. Golos is completely fine. And this should probably just lock it up for us. It's just so much damage. Especially with the Angel of Sanctions here. Yeah. That was a lot. That was a lot. I mean, draw go. Look, if they could sneak something in beneath my counter spells, then it would have made things kind of tricky for me. But because I was on the play and I had those counters, it was just really, it was just going to be really tough for them. Those 4-mana counters, I mean, particularly the one that seeks, it's like a super dismiss. All right, 4 and 1, I believe. Opponent on the play. This hand's kind of slow. I will keep this because I have a 2-drop and I have a Surveil land. So I can try to use the Surveil. The Surveil land plus the Spirited Companion should help us find something to play. Like, I'll keep the Rona. It's just a play that I have available to me. And we drew Nico. So now we're okay. Now we're okay. I mean, we don't have any removal. But, like, the fact that we have a 2-drop into a Nico, like, it gives us something. What is this? It's a 2-mana 3/1 that taps for black or green or mills 2 cards? Wow. Wow. All right, I'm still going to play Rona here. I'm still, like, I would still much rather actively dig for big things to play. So if they want to not use the mana, that's fine. But having this in play is great to get some, just dig deeper through my deck. Find whatever it is I need. Like right now, I kind of just want counter spells. It looks like they're probably just going to kill the Rona though. But then next turn, I'm going to play Spirited Companion, not play the land because I could draw a tap land, and then play accordingly. Just kill it already, goodness. Oh no, that is super scary. Turn 2 Skull Prophet into Palladium Mirror, Bloodchief's Thirst. See, this is how I lose, by the way. This is absolutely how I lose. Like, now they have access to 7 mana. And so if they have a good follow-up here, I just don't have a good answer. I have an Oblivion Ring type. I have a Buried in the Garden and the white 3-mana Oblivion Ring. And I absolutely need to draw it. If I don't, then I'm just in big, big trouble. We are a little bit top heavy. We ended up actually a couple of, like, if I just had like a Path to Exile and maybe like a Day of Judgment over this Ugin and something else, I would be much happier, obviously. Okay, you know what? Okay, Virtue is certainly good. They have the mana to cast it too, which is the crazy thing. Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I killed a Palladium Mirror. That prevents them from playing Virtue for, because if I kill this, they just need to draw a land to play this. And if they have this in play, it's really, really, really annoying. Huh. Yeah, let's do that. Because now, like, it takes 2 turns for them to actually play the Virtue. And hopefully by then, I just run out the Ugin, right? 2 cards left in hand for the opponent. We're at 12 life. This thing hits hard. What does this do? Offspring? What? Enters creature cards in your hand perpetually get. This spell costs 1 less to cast. I see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How do I want to do this? I mean, 3-4 blocks pretty well. Certainly on the back foot, especially if they kill my Nico. I take 6. Okay, they play the land, so they might just slam the Virtue. If they play the Virtue, I do have a chance here. Currently, there's 2 good... Yeah, okay. If I draw a land, I can just kill the Virtue straight up. Okay, so I did not find that. Let's see. Exile target non-land creature you control. Shards you control become copies of it. Until the end of the... Return it to the battlefield. Okay. Okay. Alright, let's play Ether Channeler. And let's bounce Virtue of Persistence. I mean, it's not ideal, but it's still something, right? And so now if they try to kill my Virtue of Persistence, if they try to kill my Ether Channeler with Virtue, I can actually blink it. I can actually blink it and fizzle the Virtue, which would be quite nice. I see. So they just want to kill my Nico. Which I think is just okay. Like, I don't really want to be taking more damage here, right? Like, I don't really care about the blink effect that much. I just don't want to take a bunch of damage. Like, I totally understand their line as well. But for example, like, I need to have mana to spend on the shards as well. We just let this die. Minimize the damage that I take just because I feel pretty confident in my late game here. Ella Damri. Look at the top card. Okay. Can cast creature spells. We're close. Alright, we get to scry 1, draw a card here. I'll keep that on top. I'll take Prismatic Vista all day, every day. Although, I will play the plane so I take less damage. Blue, blue, green, yeah. I don't think I want to attack to draw a card and then, like, have it just run into the Ella Damri. Alright. I don't know. Is that good? Maybe it's good. Just to ramp me? Like trading ether. Sure, let's do it. They mill 2 cards. Okay. What is this? Zombify? Okay. I mean, they're probably gonna just slam the Virtue of Persistence, right? It just makes the most sense here. It's just the biggest haymaker. They're looking at their graveyard. Nothing too good in the graveyard. I mean, they have 1 other card. They have 1 other card. I have 2 amazing creatures in play. I guess they could have a way to kill Bonnie Paul. Whoa, whoa, whoa! At the beginning of your upkeep, return target creature card power less than 4 from your graveyard to the battlefield. Wow. That is an 8/5. It's... Oh, I can't even kill it with Ugin. That's insane, actually. Agent of Rafine. I do not care about that. Wow, that's rough. Yeah, playing Ugin on this board is kind of scary. I'm gonna attack with Bow. I will still take more lands. Ooh. What the hell is this block? Okay. I guess they have the Forgefire Automaton, so they just assume everything is going to be good here. They get to what? At the beginning of your upkeep, return target creature card power less than a Forgefire Automaton to the battlefield. Its base power perpetually so it becomes an 8 power creature, whatever they get back from the yard, and then they also have the Virtue. They're at 24 life. They're going to get back, I don't know, Eladamri or something like that. I think I need to have a big splashy play this turn. This thing actually doesn't fly, which I thought it did. All right, this is a big turn. Let me think about this because I want to be able to counter the Virtue. Forge Fire could potentially attack. And if I did that, then the best play here is to just impending the Overlord of the Mistmoors, I suppose. Or just let them slam this. The problem is I let them slam this, then I play the Ugin. But then they just keep getting things back. This still gives me flyers to draw cards with while keeping up Refute. I think I'm going to do this. Forge Fire Automaton, though, is really, really annoying. They get something back, which every turn, and so I do need to find a way to deal with that. Presumably, yeah, okay, so they got back that, so it's an 8-3, which I can exile with the Skyclave Apparition, so it's not too bad. And then this 8-5, if they attack me, I can also just block with Bonnie Paul. I think our opponent's confused right now. I mean, honestly, it's just they're aware of the counterspell, but, you know. What can they do? $24 life. Let's kill that. Let's attack. Let's cast this. Play this. These were some good finds, I will say. All right, and then let's play the Spara's Headquarters. All right, great turn for us. Just kind of answered everything. And I'm at 9 life. They have 1 card in hand. Garrick Relentless will not get it done here, most likely. They can kill my Skyclave Apparition and get a 3-3. And then they have the Forge Fire Automaton on top, which I can actually copy and play if I wanted to. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I don't quite have a lethal attack right now. Let's attack here. These attack here. Oh, Rewind is just perfect. Prismatic Vista plus Pawnee Paul is also insane. And then, I mean, it's just over, right? 4, 5, 6. Whatever. We drew the Rewind, so we lock it up. Boom! That was fun. That was fun, because they had a really good start with all the mana creatures, and we had to just keep trying to find ways out of the things that they resolved to go underneath everything that I did. So, 5-1. Let's keep going. All right, on the play here, yeah, gonna keep this. A bunch of tap lands, but on the play, I do have Hornlock Whale as a cheap interactive spell, along with Pull of the Mistmoon here as well. So 2 ways to interact with a commit and a Nico. Yes, please. I'll wait on the Scryland just to see what I'm potentially dealing with here. Although now I kind of want to play the Iron Crag here, just because this gives me the highest upside, right? If I find an untapped land here, I can just slam the Nico. Thundertrap Trainer, okay. Into 3 steps ahead, okay. Well, Agent of Rafine was a really good draw. And I don't have anything else to play. So let's play Agent of Rafine. I'll take the land. My hand is just so mana hungry, just like every land I'll take at this point. Noting that if they pass with 3 steps up, 3 steps ahead rather, this is the problem. Because I played Agent of Rafine, they need to answer this, right? They need to answer this. Because I'm happy just playing the draw go game with them if they're going to keep a bunch of counter spells, and that just puts them in even more trouble. Presumably they have a land. No land. Wow. Okay. Well, then I'm going to play Nico here. This seems like an excellent time to just get something in underneath the Nico, and I'm no interest in turning that into an equipment for the time being. I need the mana more than anything. All right, they did draw a land here, and they found a key to the archive. Okay, so that card is certainly good. It gives them a bunch of mana, so I'm pretty interested in using Pull of the Mist. What does this do? Kicker? Oh, I can use other things as a Banishing Light effect? I see. I guess that's not bad. But I don't think I care too much for it, so... Let's get that out of there. Let's play this. Ether Channeler. Yeah, I mean, that gives me an answer if something weird resolves, right? Hit a land, maybe? Guardian Idol, sure. Gonna just be really, really careful with my mana. I'm gonna play Guardian Idol, and then just pass. Like, if they want to counter this, that's fine. I mean, they might do it anyways, but sure. Like I said, they need to answer this Agent of Rafine, which is highly problematic. 3 steps ahead to loot. Okay. We will let that happen. They discarded Lightning Helix. Oh my gosh. Green, wait, blue, green, red, white? They went deep. All right, let's do this. What you got? We hit an Oracle of Moldiah. Kind of just want more lands or counterspells. Yeah, I'll take the land. I mean, look at her hand, right? It just can always use more lands. So, like I said, there really is zero pressure for me. Like, they have 5 islands and a Cold Steel Heart up. There's just no reason for me to just run something like an Oracle of Moldiah out. I just pass. And because I still have the ability to crack this shard and just keep drawing cards with Agent of Rafine. I also have the Restless Anchorage that can also get in at any given point here. Nantuko Slicer. When this enters, return target card from your graveyard to your hand. If this spell was kicked, conjure a duplicate of target card. I see. I suppose I can commit that. Sure. Ooh, this is interesting. I can actually steal that card. We got a forest. We'll scry, or we'll sack a shard. Now I don't need lands, so we'll bottom that. Although fetch land plus Oracle of Moldiah is enticing. They're at 11 life. I just want to draw counter spells. That's all I want. Oh, you know what's really funny, actually? I can march the Cold Steel Heart so the Slicer doesn't do anything. That's really funny. Yeah, I kind of want them to draw the Slicer. They can't even cast it, right? How much mana do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep, another island. Look, if this was their best play last turn, I can't imagine them having a really great play this turn. Wow. That was really unexpected. Okay. Hold on. 30 life. Huh, let me think here. Yeah, we'll let that resolve. They're going to get Lightning Helix. All right, let's think here. I don't have any shards. I can bounce this, or I can exile it with Angel of Sanctions. If I bounce it, I have 6 mana left over. Yeah, you can cast that again if you want. Do I have a lethal attack? I don't. I have Angel of Sanctions, but it's not quite enough to activate this as well. In which case, we'll just go Bonnie Paul. Does this give a trample? No. Alright. Alright. A lot of different ways we could have played those turns. I'm surprised they didn't run out that card. Like, they were so behind. It's just you were not in a position to not play that 7 mana card earlier, but it's okay. We are 6-1. I'm in my happy place. Blue-white control. It's just what I do. It's just what I do. Also, the decks don't seem to be particularly streamlined here. If I ran into some good aggro decks, I think I would just get run over. But so far, that has not been happening to us. I'm paying the 2 life here. I think it's really important to utilize this mana here. Look at my hand, right? If I find a blue source, I can go Lock Whale, 3 steps ahead, Kindred Denial. I feel like I really want to play this Consider. Find a land. Don't want the Nico. Got a Plains. Okay. And that is our blue source. Exactly what we were looking for. So if they play English. If they play a haste creature, I can always bounce it. But then we have 3 steps ahead into Buried in the Garden / Kindred Denial. Everything that you want here. All right, Rootbound Crag. Okay, Twitching Doll. That's a good card. Well, 100%. Oh, wait, not 100%. We won't counter that. I mean, Uro is good. While they are many colors. Yeah, I mean, the ramp can certainly be very strong here, so something to be mindful of. Wayfarer's Bauble. That I don't care about. Okay, we have the Vista and a Forest. I kind of like drawing more lands for the time being, so I'll just play the Forest here. Twitching Doll continues to grow. At some point, I mean, I'm not too concerned about this for now, but I can see it being a little bit of a problem later on. But right now, it's more important for me to keep up counter spells for whatever it is they might play. Cultivate. Okay. You can get all the lands in the world. I mean, this could be bad if there's some like weird Eldrazi card, but they will have infinite mana. I mean, like literal infinite mana, where they can play multiple spells in one turn, and I can see that being potentially problematic. So maybe I'm supposed to fire off a counter spell. I don't know. And seeking a 3 mana card seems pretty good too. So yeah, I'm not 100% sure on that one. Territorial Kavu. Yeah, we'll counter that. What's a 2-drop? What do I get? What do I have that costs 2 mana in my deck? Not that it really matters. Because I want to be able to counter draw 2 discard 1. Alright, Rona. Sure. Yeah, I mean, this is still very scary here because they can obviously just have all kinds of... Yeah, let's play the Vista now just because I think I want to draw action. Obviously, this kind of gives away that I have something else just because I didn't play my Rona and they know I have it. But that's fine, I think. 3 cards in graveyard for the opponent. They can almost Uro. Cavalier of Thorns. Okay, we're going to counter that one. Because that one gives them value as well. Let's just go get an island. Then we'll discard the Iron Crag. Like, we don't really need the ramp at this point, so... Alright. Now I kind of do want to get the Twitching Doll out of here. So I think this is going to be a really good opportunity for me to go Buried in the Garden here into Rona. Then we'll play Temple of Mystery, and I mean, we're kind of out of action here. So this is kind of all we have. They have 5 cards in graveyard. Uro, that doesn't quite count. All right, that is a Vaultborn Tyrant. Good magic card. Would be nice if I had the Buried in the Garden for that, obviously. Ooh! Pull of the Mistmoon. What a good find. Let's loot. Discard an island. Yeah, I mean, might as well pay the kicker, right? Okay, so now Hornlock Whale is a Pull of the Moon. All right, let's play the Portico. And I'll keep the Deduce. That's hilarious. Now, obviously, if they kill my Pull of the Moon, it's not good. It is definitely not good, but I still feel like I needed to cast it there. I don't really want to take 1,000,000 damage. But they have a sweet, sweet multicolor domain deck, and this is the type of matchup where I have to lean pretty heavily on my counter spells, but I've already cast 2 of them. And so now kind of anything that they draw, it's going to be a lot harder. And presumably they just took a lot of cards that come into play and give them a lot of value. So... And they probably have some removal. Although, if they did have some, they probably would have killed the Rona. Nantuko Slicer. That's a fantastic card. They kicked it, too. This card is really, really good. Yeah, so they got... Wait, they got a... Wow. That card is insane. It's like a double Eternal Witness? Really? I feel like this is not an instance where I want to miss any land drop, so... It's gonna be pretty hard here, though, I will say, to beat this 3 steps ahead. We're gonna obviously take the damage from this. Yeah, I don't know, like, am I supposed to flip Rona here and just try to get in? That was such a good value proposition there. Slicer getting back 3 steps ahead into Kavu. I don't know how you recover from that. It's tough. I play Deduce and hope they counter it. That's kind of the... Okay, they let that resolve. Okay. Angel of Sanctions. That's not bad. That might be worthy of a 3 steps ahead. If I target the Kavu. 4 cards in hand? It's like that or Ojutai. Let's play the Angel. Sure. I don't know if I should have played a land or not there. because I have a looter, but this tells me they probably have a removal spell of some kind. Maybe not. I don't know. 5 cards in hand for the opponent. I don't love my chances. They got 4 cards in hand with a 3 steps ahead and an Uro in the graveyard. If there's a deck that can grind through everything that I have, it could be my opponent's deck here. Like, it's possible I'm supposed to cast Memory. We'll see. Six mana. Crabomination? Well, that's insane. Alright, let's counter it. If they counter this back, then I can Time Twister. But then Crabomination resolves. Yeah, it's yeah, okay. Like, they understand how important Memory is right now, so they might just have that up as a counterspell. Okay. 2 cards from the top, 4 cards in the graveyard. I guess I should loot. Oh. That was actually really good. Okay. Set for 3. I mean, I still have to play through this 3 steps ahead, but we'll see. We will see. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mana. I have the 1 rewind. You know, I'm actually 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm actually going to cast Memory to get them to use the 3 steps ahead. Well, but the thing is, I don't really like them casting 3 steps ahead when they have a ton of mana. So we'll see where this goes. There's a land. Extinction event on Odd. Wow. Oh, they can't. Wait, do they not have... Oh, they do have double blue. I kind of like my creatures. Okay. This is actually fine. Well, it's not fine, but it's not fine. I take that back. Okay, they got the 3 steps back. Exile? Oh, gosh, this has Embalm, too. Yep. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 mana. I mean, I'm casting Memory here, right? I think. Oh, gosh. I was gonna cast Memory, but then I drew Bonnie Paul. But they have 3 steps ahead and Uro. And Crabomination on top. Yeah, I have to cast this. Okay. We have access to 4 mana. Yeah, I can't leave up Counterspell here. I need to kill that Territorial Kavu. Alright, shields down moment for us. Shields down moment for us. Our hand is excellent with a lot of counterspells, but that was a desperation play because of how ahead my opponent was seemingly looking there. And I'm hoping that... They have 8 cards in their hand. I mean, I think I am not a favorite here. Yeah, Tybalt? Sure. Okay, they get a 2/2. Skyclave. Wait, did they have their own? How did that work? All right, I think they got me. All right, GG's. I tried. They had a sweet multicolor deck, and honestly, the Nantuko Slicer was the card that let them win that game. Can't win them all. Been trying my best to get all the value, but in that instance, it was going to be tough. We were just kind of on the back foot for a while, and they had a lot of good enter to battle. I have yet to play against a beatdown deck yet. I guess that's just not a thing. 6-2, playing for the Cube Trophy. All right, on the play here. Ooh, yeah, keeping. This Vista is really interesting. I have a double white card, a double blue card, and a Buried in the Garden. So I'm not going to sack it yet. I'm really not sure what to get. Ooh, Mountain? Scary? Okay. Iron Crag. Okay, well, I will now almost certainly just use the Vista to get a Forest now, because then I can use Buried in the Garden, which will then unlock my hand for everything else. Like, it doesn't matter what they play, I just want a target for Buried in the Garden. That's unfortunate. I just wanted them to literally play anything so I can play Buried in the Garden. Like here, I don't think I'm refuting. Captain Lannery Storm. Am I refuting? Hold on. I almost want to refute. It's weird because I want to play Dragonlord Ojutai. Yeah, I actually think this is correct because I get a loot out of this too. Just like any land off the top is so good for me. I can discard Angel of Sanctions because it has Embalm. Boom, there you go. Ojutai. Nope. And 3 steps ahead was obviously an insane draw here. All right, so presumably they have some kind of counter removal spell here, but I don't know what this card does. At the beginning of your first main phase, choose 1. Create a true treasure token, lose 1 life. Draw a card, lose 2 life. Choose 1 or more? What? Wow. Okay, so I just want to draw a land off this Ojutai. And then I think I want to exile this thing. Obviously, like, Forest would be insane. But an untapped land also works. I'm not going to kick it. I'd rather just keep up 3 steps ahead here to be able to protect my Ojutai, because if I can protect the Ojutai, that's going to win me the game, right? And they're not going to have... They're red-black, so they're really not going to have too many ways to answer Pull of the Mistmoon, which is just a really hard to cast Banishing Light with some upside. Red Cap Gutter Dweller. Yeah, I'll counter that too. Obviously, this can die now, but like countering that and still attacking just seems so darn strong. And I can still find a counterspell off of this. Temple of Mystery, Skyclave Apparition. Actually, Temple of Mystery is not bad. I'll take that, because that lets me play the Buried in the Garden anyways. Let's run out the Temple. Kindred Denial is great. Let's play the Aether Channeler. I'm going to draw a card. And then I'm going to play the Agent of Rafine. Okay. So shields down for the Dragonlord Ojutai. But we still have other forms of card advantage with a Kindred Denial backup. And I can cast Buried in the Garden here. So still liking this. I mean, the Ojutai got in for 2 hits and got me 2 cards. So cannot complain about that. Each opponent sacrifices a creature or planeswalker of their choice. Okay. And then they discard a card? Okay. So it basically does nothing. Let's attack with Ojutai. We have a counterspell already. Bonnie Paul, I will take. Should I just bury it in the garden this and keep up a counterspell? Yeah. Alright, go ahead. Your turn. Blue-white control. Just feels so good. Look at this. Oh, you wanted to resolve something? Nah. Nah. That's not happening today. Sorry. Boom! We don't get any ratings, sadly, but it's okay. We still got a trophy in our very first Chromatic Cube, drafting the archetype that, of course, historically, you know, many of you are new, so you don't really know, but prior to me working at Wizards a couple of years ago, I used to be a streamer for the most part, and basically I cubed a lot. That was, like, I did a lot of things, but I cubed a lot. I drafted blue-white control, like, in half of my cube decks, and you know what? Maybe I have a slight bias. Maybe I do. But if it works, it's fine, right? I don't even think this deck was insane, but it just played to the types of decks that I like to draft. And right now, in kind of this early setting, it seems like a lot of people are just kind of taking whatever and have slower decks and less streamlined decks. And against a lot of the slower decks, these counter spells are just so good. Kindred Denial was really, really impressive. Refute, Rewind. I mean, we had 5 counter spells in our deck with card draw, enough interaction, and then also solid win condition. So really, really like the way that this deck played out. Also really good mana. So just like a nice mix, a nice package. A nice package that allowed us to get our very first trophy in Chromatic Cube. So obviously very, very thrilled with this. Now, what am I going to do moving forward? I don't know. I think I generally prefer the main set. Let me know in the comments below what you prefer. Do you want to see more Chromatic Cube, or are you more interested in seeing just regular Outlaws of Thunder Junction draft? I like both. Maybe we're just ping-ponging the two. We'll see. But I'll let a lot of you help me decide what I do for future content. But you know what? Blue-white control. Love to see it. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I truly do appreciate it. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button for more daily videos just like this. If you've enjoyed this content and wanted to support the channel in another way, my Patreon is the best way to do so. That's patreon.com/paulcheon. Also, if you wanted to pick up some Aetherdrift product early, check out TCGplayer.com. Pre-orders are available on the website. If you wanted to make any purchases while also supporting this channel, well, make sure you click that affiliate link in the description below before you make any purchases for singles or sealed product. Last but not least, check out heavyplay.com for premium Magic the Gathering supplies and accessories. If you want top-of-the-line deck boxes, playmats, sleeves, dice boxes, and more, heavyplay.com/paulcheon will get you 10% off your first order. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.